Our top story today from the Gateway Pundit, breaking: Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter in the gun and tax cases. The courts have now confirmed that these charges will be going away. We're covering this story and so much more here on the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review. My name is Elijah Schaffer, and this is the Gateway Pundit's Week in Review, where we cover the top 5 stories of the last 24 hours. I hope your Thanksgiving was great, because our top story has a new development. Kristen Taylor reported that Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter Biden in a gun and tax case and any federal crimes from 2014 to 2024. We have all the details. After many denials that he would do so, Joe Biden granted his son Hunter Biden a blanket pardon in the federal gun and tax cases against him Sunday night. The pardon, which covers any federal crimes by Hunter from 2014 to 2024, ends a case that was blown open by the IRS. Whistleblowers who spoke out after the Biden Justice Department slow-walked an investigation into Hunter, allowing the statute of limitations to pass on some charges and offering Hunter a sweetheart plea deal that was ultimately rejected by an incredulous federal judge in Delaware, resulting in the appointment of a special counsel by Attorney General Merrick Garland. Incredibly, Garland appointed the same federal prosecutor who sabotaged the Hunter case, Robert Wise, to be special counsel. Now, everybody knows that there's nepotism involved in this. I mean, quite frankly, we knew that this was probably going to happen because constantly Karine Jean-Pierre, the great spokesman for the White House, was asked multiple times, are you confident that Joe Biden's not going to pardon his son? And they said, yeah, of course he's not going to do it. He will not. And this sort of doublespeak that we get from the White House remains one of the most difficult things to adjust to. It'll be nice when we get Donald Trump back in office, where his press secretaries have always been clear and to the point. Now, that being said, the pardon actually absolves Hunter of any possible drug involvement, sex trafficking, lobbying, bribery, foreign agent, or other crimes involving Ukraine and several other foreign governments or companies, including China. The start date of the 2014 coincides with the year that Hunter joined the board of Ukraine energy firm Burisma in an influence peddling scheme alleged to have involved Joe Biden. Now, Hunter was later convicted on 3 felony charges related to the purchase of a gun in June of 2024. Hunter Biden was convicted Tuesday of all 3 felony charges related to the purchase of a revolver in 2018, when prosecutors argued the president's son lied on a mandatory gun purchase form by saying that he was not illegally using or addicted to drugs. Jurors found Hunter Biden guilty of lying to a federal licensed gun dealer, making a false claim on the application by saying that he was not a drug user and illegally having the gun for 11 days. Now, you can read the rest of that there. It's really remarkable, and I'm telling you this genuinely, that we live in a day and age where, Joe Biden wrote, nobody is above the law when prosecutions developed against Donald Trump. And it turns out, though, that, some people indeed are above the law, especially if you are a family member of the current president of the United States, which I can't even believe he's still the president. Now, obviously, you guys know that MyPillow is glad to announce that their Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get the season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. The famous My Slippers, they haven't been on sale for over a year. The regular price, check this, is usually $119.98, and now they are only $59.98. I own a pair. You're not going to want to miss them. They have 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list, from bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. Don't forget the classic collection pillows at wholesale pricing. For a standard pillow, only $14.88, and queen size for $18.88. You can get the king for $29.98 as well. Go to MyPillow.com, MyPillow.com. Use promo code Elijah to get this great deal. Get the MyPillows at only $14.88 or call 1-800-210-8491. That's 1-800-210-8491. Remember, you can also get free shipping on orders over $75. Check it out today. Now, that being said, this case against Hunter Biden is incredibly ridiculous. Hunter obviously was facing a sentencing case on December 12th and for the tax case on December 16th. So right before he was about to be sentenced, he got released. Now, in September, Hunter did plead guilty to the tax charges. President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, pleaded guilty Thursday to tax charges in a surprise move just before jury selection was set to start in the federal criminal trial in Los Angeles. Now, the last-minute change of plea handed off would likely have been a painful legal and personal ordeal filled with sordid details of the younger Biden's life when he was addicted to crack cocaine. The case centered on Biden's failure to pay $1.4 million in taxes between 2016 and 2019, even as he spent millions of dollars on what prosecutors described as an extravagant lifestyle, repeat with escorts, luxury hotels, and a sex club membership. Wow. Hunter Biden was facing 9 counts in the Los Angeles case, 3 felony counts per tax evasion, and filing false returns, plus 6 misdemeanor counts. Attorney Mike Davis noted a few days ago that once pardoned, Hunter could no longer invoke his Fifth Amendment rights if called to testify in matters related to the Biden family corruption. If Biden pardons someone like, say, Hunter or Jack Smith, they can no longer invoke the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination to avoid testifying before Congress or grand juries. If those pardoned refuse to testify, they can face new charges for criminal contempt. I mean, are you really surprised that this happened? On one hand, I know this is going to be a very unpopular take, but, I read what somebody said, besides maybe, sex crimes against children or some sort of like brutal, violent rape, I would probably pardon my son too, for having a crazy, drug addiction. I think it's the fatherly thing to do. Is it the right thing to do for the country? No. I get it. But this corrupt family once again is let off the hook, and I don't feel like giving them any leeway. That being said, in some more interesting news, RINO Neocon John Bolton was unhappy about Trump's pick for Kash Patel for FBI director, which we know he's going to blow the lid off of the Epstein and the Diddy cases. He wants to release the list publicly. But anyways, JD Vance actually responded with fire. Check this out. Neocon warmonger John Bolton had a strong word for President Trump's excellent pick of Kash Patel. Bolton appears to still be bitter after President Trump fired him from his position as national security advisor. Trump said at the time that he disagreed strongly with many of Bolton's suggestions, and I informed him last night that his services are no longer needed. Now, obviously, John Bolton is a warmonger, and he was very upset. He said that he was, basically saying that Trump is an idiot for this, and it turns out that, J.D. Vance is fighting back because Margaret Brennan said former National Security Advisor John Bolton compares Kash Patel, President-elect Trump's pick to head the FBI, to one of Stalin's feared secret police chiefs. Trump has nominated Kash Patel to his Laventry Berea. Fortunately, the FBI is not the NKVD. The Senate should reject his nomination 100-0. Really? That's actually what you think. But it's kind of ridiculous because Vance posted on X that John Bolton has been wrong about literally everything, so I guess Kash must be pretty awesome. That's absolutely hilarious. He totally struck back at him. Was like, look, this guy's trying to get us into war after war, lying about, to get us into more wars in the Middle East. I don't think that we really care what he thinks about the FBI director. Sometimes you don't really need to know everything about someone. Sometimes you can look at who doesn't like them. And the kind of people that don't like Kash Patel makes me think that he might just be the right man for the job. Now, that being said, should be disqualified, conservatives slammed Trump's DEA pick, Chad Chronister, for being a woke Democrat donor, pro-vaccine tyrant who arrested a pastor during COVID. Jim Hoff reports President Donald Trump's recent announcement of Sheriff Chad Chronister as the nominee for Drug Enforcement Administration has sparked a fierce backlash among conservatives who are raising serious concerns about Chronister's record, particularly his actions during the COVID-19 pandemic and his perceived alignment with leftist policies. Now, on Sunday, Trump announced his nomination of Chronister with a glowing endorsement. I'm pleased to nominate Sheriff Chad Chronister for administrator of the Drug Enforcement Agency. For over 32 years, the sheriff has served the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and received countless commendations and awards for keeping his community safe. A proud graduate of the FBI National Academy's 260th session, Chad is co-chairman of the Regional Domestic Security Task Force for Region 4 Tampa Bay, council member of the Florida Attorney General's Statewide Council on Human Trafficking, chairman of the Criminal Justice Subcommittee, vice chairman of the Hillsborough County Public Safety Coordinating Council, and vice chairman of the Hillsborough County Public Schools Citizen Oversight Committee. As DA administrator, Chad will work with our great Attorney General, Pam Bondi, to secure the border, stop the flow of fentanyl and other illegal drugs across the southern border, and save lives. Congratulations to Chad, his wife, Nikki, and his 2 wonderful sons. Chronister responded enthusiastically on X, saying, "It is an honor of a lifetime to be nominated by President Donald Trump to serve as the administrator of the Drug Enforcement Administration, and I am deeply humbled by this opportunity to serve our nation. It is the honor of a lifetime to be nominated by President Donald Trump." And he goes on to say this, well, while some colleagues lauded Chronister's experience, many conservative voices have condemned the pick, pointing to his actions during the COVID-19 pandemic and his alignment with liberal policies. Among the most controversial moments of Chronister's career was the arrest of a Tampa Bay pastor, Dr. Rodney Howard Brown, in March of 2020. The pastor was charged with violating public health orders after keeping his church open during COVID-19 lockdowns, despite spending $100,000 on advanced air filtration systems to ensure safety. Announcing the arrest of Dr. Ronald Howard Brown, pastor of the River Tampa Bay Church, who intentionally and repeatedly disregarded state and local police public health orders, which put his congregation or community in danger. This man's nomination must be blocked. He was a tyrant during COVID. I had to sue Hillsborough County to stop the insanity he created. We need a DEA director who believes in freedom, Anthony Sabatini said. The arrest, celebrated by some as a public health measure, was condemned by conservatives as blatant violation of religious liberty. Also, just reminding you guys that entire scamdemic was just a scam, right? It literally was. It was used to usher in the Great Reset. People did get sick and died. That did happen. But, a lot more people, I believe, were killed by the experimental ventilators with the remdesivir. And obviously, many, many more are, obviously not dying because of the vaccine. But, we've seen the damage that's done. And so Trump said, I'm going to call him like I see him. Trump's nominee for head of DEA should be disqualified for ordering the arrest of a pastor. Trump didn't say this, but this is about Trump, who defied COVID lockdowns, Representative Massey wrote. And so then down on top of that, U.S. Army combat veteran Spence Rogers, a Tampa native, didn't hold back, calling Chronister a woke Democrat plant who would backstab President Trump. Under Chronister's leadership, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has actively participated in the Tampa Pride event and established an LGBTQ liaison program. I don't know why Trump continually picks these people. I wish that he would just, not be picking these people. In 2018, Sheriff Chronister made history as the first Hillsborough County Sheriff to join the parade. I don't know what I think about this, except for the fact that I don't know why these guys want to be so woke. Do they have a secret gay fetish? What's going on? I mean, look, I work with gay people. I understand people, different strokes for different folks. And in these cases, these people do like their strokes. But why do we need the police to come out in favor of people for their sexual fetishes? Okay, you like anal sex. Why does the police have to support that? What's the point of taking public servants and then sponsoring sex? It doesn't ever make sense to me. Maybe I'm old school. I feel like I'm not that old. I'm only 31 years old, but still, I sense that there's a little bit of problematic behavior when we're doing all this stuff. I think that he should be blocked as well. I don't want these woke losers inside of Trump's administration. Now, that being said, in more interesting news, if you love free stuff and you like staying in shape and taking care of your health, I'm telling you, I am in the best shape of my life. I need to get a little more cut, but I'm doing 3 plates on the chest press, 3 plates each side. If you're a weightlifter, you know what that is. And so I like this stuff. So BiOptimizers has their Black Friday deal here with free gifts for the entire month of November. It's their biggest sale of the year, and I have an exclusive invite just for you. If stress or poor sleep is affecting you, there's one key nutrient that can help. It's Magnesium Breakthrough. This all-in-one supplement contains all 7 forms of magnesium to support better sleep, stress management, hormone balance, mood, and more, all in one bottle. Throughout November, enjoy huge discounts and up to $100 in free gifts with your purchase using my unique link. Stock up now and visit BiOptimizers.com/gatewaypundit. That's BiOptimizers.com/GATEWAYPUNDIT. That's BiOptimizers.com/gatewaypundit and use code gatewaypundit to get your exclusive deal today. Remember, BiOptimizers guarantees their products with a 1-year refund policy, so there's no risk. Don't miss out. By the way, stay right there. Check this out. Boom. Oh, man. I got a new bottle too as well, and I have one at home. So I've been, this stuff is amazing, and it does help, especially with stress. Get it today. Links on the screen and in the description. Now, that being said, very interestingly, I would love to talk about a story that 3 are dead after contracting a tick bite. This is a real story. 3 U.S. residents have died from Rocky Mountain spotted fever, a severe and fatal tick-borne disease commonly found in northern Mexico and around the U.S. border, the Centers for Disease Control announced Thursday. In total, 6 Californians contracted the disease from July 2023 to January of 2024, which is spread by the brown dog tick and free-roaming dogs. The 6 patients range from 17 months to 65 years old, and all but 1 were female. Each patient had traveled to lived in Tecate, Mexico, within 8 days of illness onset, and each had come in contact with a dog, the CDC said. The spike in RMSF cases over the course of 6 months is unusual. From 2011 to 2019, an average of 1 case per year was reported in California. Knowing when to suspect Rocky Mountain spotty fever can mean life or death. Now, RMSF can be difficult to diagnose, particularly in areas where the disease isn't commonly found. In the initial signs and symptoms, including fever, cough, or abdominal pain, mimic those of other diseases, making diagnosis even more difficult, according to the CDC. There's also no way to quickly test whether or not someone is infected. However, because of how quickly RMSF progresses from moderate to life-threatening symptoms, it must be treated with doxycycline, an antibiotic, as soon as the disease is suspected. It's an open season for ticks. Now, ticks in general are known for spreading illnesses like Lyme disease. Johns Hopkins Medicine recommends a number of ways to prevent tick bites. Ticks are usually found in grassy, wooded, or brushy areas. If you know you'll be spending time in areas like that, wear bright-colored clothes to more easily spot ticks. Wear long-sleeve shirts and closed-toed shoes and tuck your pants into your socks, Johns Hopkins suggests. You know, I know someone who actually got that sickness, and it is a very dangerous sickness. And it's very sad that people, you know, died from this. Like, I mean, that's just, it's literally heartbreaking. So the fact that we're in this situation is just crazy. Now, I wanted to end on this. You know, Whoopi Goldberg is back in the news defending, which is kind of crazy, defending the pardon, which I don't think is necessarily the worst thing in the world. But I want you to listen to this. Here's what they had to say.
Two things, because I respect it as a parent. I understand why he would do it. Yeah. But I wonder to understand why lie about it for so long.
I'd stop calling it a lie.
Okay, why repeatedly say you're not going to and you do? And secondarily, for the part of this country, half of it that doesn't support Biden, doesn't know him personally, doesn't get to have phone calls, and they're just looking at a system that seems like it only benefits the people who are in power.
I'm going to say,
what precedent does that set?
Well, here's what it says. It's a precedent for all of us to open our eyes because we've elected someone who is in a similar situation, who didn't have a drug problem, who knew what he was doing, who clearly stood and said, I can do this. And he did it. So I think, for many, many reasons, this is very different than any other situation that we have ever dealt with.
Two things, because
Look, and I understand. I want to know your opinion down below, though. What do you think about this pardon? Was it corruption, or was this just a father's love? I do want to know your thoughts and opinions. Anyway, my name's Elijah Schaffer. Thank you for watching the Gateway Pundits Week in Review. Shout out to our advertisers, and don't forget, if you want to join and support us, join our mug club and get one of these great mugs. It's embossed, it's high quality, it's weighted, and it's awesome. You can join the mug club. Who doesn't want a Gateway Pundit mug, right? Check it out on the website. Have a great rest of the week, as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.